So this is the second example in section 4.1, Math 63. All right, on this particular problem, we have a floor that's broken up into several different types of flooring. There's concrete, tile, hardwood, and carpet. And our job is to find the area. Actually, the question asks for both perimeter and area, but we're just going to go ahead and do the area. The area of each type of flooring. And so most of them are in pretty good shapes, geometric shapes that we know. We have formulas for those areas, and then there's one that's going to be a bit of a stinker. So let's take a look at the first part on the concrete. The concrete is this portion over here and this portion over here. And you can see that they are both trapezoids. So I'm going to say for part one, I'm going to find the area of this guy. So it's going to be, I'm going to say area of concrete is equal to, and it's going to be 1/2. I'm following the formula, which is right here, 1/2 times the height times a plus b. And a plus b are the two bases. I'm going to add those together and then multiply by the height. So if I am concentrating here and I need this distance right here, well, I know from here to here is 10, and I know that from here to here is 5 because of this. So from here to here is 5. So, and the height of this trapezoid is 12 feet, which is over here. So it's 1/2 times 12 times 5 plus, and now I need this length down here. Well, I know that from here to here is 14, so I'm just going to back off 5 feet, and so that it says that from here to here is just 9 feet. 9. And now I'm going to also do this guy at the same time. Why not? So it's going to be 1/2 times, and now I have to get the height for him. I'm going to look at it this way. The height on here is 14, this base is 6, and this base is 8. So I have 14, that's for my height, and I said that the bases were 6 and 8. 6 plus 8. So the area of the concrete is, and I'm going to put this whole thing in my calculator at one time, and I'm going to do a little bit of mental math here to help me save some time. I know that 1/2 of 12 is 6, and 6 times 14. That's the first part, 84. I might as well write this down, 84 plus. And I've got 1/2 of 14 is 7, and 7 times 14 is 98. So those are the two parts individually, and then together I end up with 182 square feet. Okay, so that takes care of the concrete. Let's take a look at the tile. The tile is this guy over here. Well, that's pretty easy. The tile is just nothing more than the shape of a rectangle, so it's going to be area of the tile, I'll use T for tile, is going to be length times width, and I know that that's 5 times 12. 5 times 12, so the area of the tile is just 60 square feet. 60 square feet, and that's the only tile that's there. So it takes care of the concrete and the tile, and I have this stuff over here to worry about. So the hardwood is this triangle plus this, and if I'm going to go ahead and hold off on that because he's the most difficult part. I'm going to go ahead and jump to the carpet for just for a bit, and I'll do it over here. I'll mark that number 4. Now, if you look at the carpet, we don't have a formula for this kind of a shape, and plus we have this circle in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and break this figure into 2 pieces by drawing a line in here, just extending that line. And now I have a trapezoid on the top and a rectangle on the bottom. Sorry, it's not a very perfect looking rectangle, but it'll work. So I'm going to find the area of this, add it to the area of this, and I'm going to back out the area of this circle. So that's my plan, and that's for area of the carpet. Area of the, I'll use CP for carpet. All right, so the formula again for trapezoid is 1/2 base time, 1/2 of the height times the sum of the two bases. Well, what's the height here? The height goes from here to here. Well, I know from here to here is 18, and I know from here to here is 8, so that means from here to here has got to be 10. Again, here to here is 18, here to here is 8, so this is 10. So my height is 10, and my bases are going to be 6 and 16. 6 plus 16. Okay, for the bottom part, it's going to just be length times width, so it's 16 by 8. 16 by 8. And remember now, I have to subtract the circle. So what's formula for area of a circle? Well, that's pi r squared, and you're going to find that right here in your table, pi r squared. So there's pi times, well, what's the radius of this guy? Well, the diameter is 10, which means that the radius is 5, so it's going to be 5 squared. So this is the trapezoid, this is the rectangle, and this is the circle that I'm going to back out. So the area of the carpet is equal to, so I'll just put in 0.5. Actually, let's do it in, I've got 1/2 of 10 is 5, and 5 times, this is 22, so I get 110, plus, I've got 16 times 8, so I get 128, minus 5 squared I know is 25. 25 pi is equal to 78.5398. And now I'll put these together. This is a negative going to be subtracted, so I'm gonna recall that. I'm gonna do 128 minus, I'm gonna recall that answer, and then add 110 to it. Add 110. So I get 159.4601, and these are square feet. Square feet. I'm going to check that just one more time. So I have 110 plus 128 minus 78.5398. 159.406. Close enough. Not a problem. Okay. So let's go over and do now the hardwood, which is the triangle plus the circle. Well, isn't that great? I already have the circle done. So this is for area of the hardwood. So it's going to be equal to the area of the triangle. I'm just going to write down my plan. Area of the triangle plus the area of the circle. And the area of the circle is right there. So I'm going to be making use of that. Now here's the problem with finding the area of this triangle. This is not a right triangle, and I don't, even if it wasn't a right triangle, no big deal, but I need to be able to find the height of this. You know, I'm going to have to know a base, and I'm going to have to know a height. And we can try all kinds of different things on this, but I was not able to find both a base and a height. So what I ended up doing was drawing a line down here and looking at that triangle, drawing a line down here, and I've got that triangle, and drawing a line straight across. And I have that triangle. So my plan is this. Find the area of the whole rectangle thing, and subtract this triangle, this triangle, this triangle, and that'll give me the triangle in the middle. So I'm going to be in the sandbox for quite a while doing this particular part of the problem. So the area of the whole rectangle, and again, I already have the circle part. I'm working on this. So I'm doing a little sidebar here. So let's call this one 1, 2, and 3. So the area for triangle number 1 is going to be equal to 1/2 base times height. 1/2 base times height. Well, I know it's 12 high according to this, and what's this little guy here? Well, I know from here to here is 14, and I know from here to here is 10, so he's 4. So that's my base and height, 4 and 12. 4 and 12. And that's for area of the first triangle. Well, half of 4 is 2, and 2 times 12 is 24. It's 24 square feet. Okay, let's take a look at triangle number 2, which is up here. Well, I know the height is 14 based on him, and this little bitty guy is going to be 2 because I know from here to here is 8, and I know from here to here is 6, which means that little part is 2. So base and height, 1/2 base, 1/2 base times height, which is 14. Well, half of 2 is 1, and 1 times 14 is 14. So that's 14 square feet. So now I'll come over and do this triangle. I'll call that area of the third triangle. Again, 1/2 base times height. Well, what's the height here that goes from here to here? Well, I know from here to here is 18, and I know from here to here is 8, so the height on here must be 10. And the base here, I know, what do I know? I know that from here to here is 16, and I know that according to this up here, from here to here is 6, so this has got to be 10. So the area of the third triangle is 1/2 of 100, which is just 50 square feet. Okay, so I have all three of those guys, and now I'm going to have to find the area of this rectangle part, the area of the rectangle. And the width of the rectangle is 14, and the height of the rectangle is 12, so it's 14 times 12, area of the rectangle, 14 times 12, so I get 168 square feet. So the area of that triangle, which is this guy over here, that's what I'm looking for, is equal to 24 plus 14 plus 50, and all of that, that's 88. That's going to be subtracted from 168. 168 minus that sum. So I get 80 square feet that I'm going to end up with for that triangle. So back to the hardwood floors. Hardwood is equal to 80 square feet plus the area of the circle, which we said was 78.5398. So there's my triangle 80, there's my circle 75 and change. So the area of the hardwood is equal to 80 plus 78.5398. So I got 158.5395 square feet. So most of the first guy, concrete, was easy. The tile guy was easy. The carpet was pretty easy, and it was this guy. It was that triangle that was the most difficult. And that's it.